Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThatUmbrellaGuy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me.
You know what? I talked to your mayor.
And we're back on the hat rack, baby. Population, army of one. Cruising the whip, striking out satirically, masked up, wrecking your arguments empirically. You got bench slapped, and now it's off to the begging. The law's not woodwork, so what's up with the pegging? It's all free flow, coming down your drive, dropping nuclear mics on my next in line, sir. Do you swim? No, not by miles. Fully submerged within all your denials. And where's your records? Where's the transparency? Just how many fools will you grip for free? You recruited clowns, and all by mail might want to save some coins for the big tops bail. Cause the weather forecast, oh, the storms are mounting, and you're like Sesame Street without any accounting. You all took aim, but hey, you missed them. Cause even hit men can't save your ecosystem. So riddle me this, are you all magicians? Because there's reports of viniums and evidence disappearing. But that can't be right, can it? I mean, surely everyone would know better than to take down information while they're being sued, information they wanted to blindside others with. Surely that's just sleight of hand and not criminality, right? 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 Right?
Right?
Right?
Right? Right?
Right?
That can't be right. That's funny. Like before we started, I was hunting through songs. I was like, "Hey, Megan, I'm going to play this song because I can't remember any of these. There's so many of them. I can't remember what's what anymore. See what's what. Oh, it's so much. It's so good. Today is pretty wild. In fact, yesterday was wild. The day before was wild. And, well, we continue that. I guess third time is indeed still a charm.
Turned out we probably should have read that order that came in late last night because now there's new filings to read.
Yes.
And we're backed up again.
Yep. Well, and this filing is kind of amazing because I think it answers that question about discovery we've all been asking. Mainly like, did they turn over anything? And it looks like a big fat no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, judges
Sure
love
does.
that. Judges love when you don't do what they want. I do. I mean, so I guess we'll see.
Well, what makes me laugh is that this new filing is another motion to reconsider.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
motion.
Judge, you did it wrong. You don't know what you're talking about, Judge. I'm right. You're wrong. Let me show you the ways. It's so bad.
Oh, yeah. By the way, Rebel Bird mentions, hey, glad you're still with us, Chief. No more scares. Well, indeed. Yes. Yes, I
Tell
got
me
to.
about it.
I got to go visit the ER again. That was a lot of fun. That was.
I didn't even
Oh.
know about it until you posted it on Twitter, and I had people texting me. They're like, "Hey, is Tug okay?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? He's fine." They're like,
Yeah, I
"No,
was
he went
having
to the ER." I'm like, "Shut up."
I was having an internal bleeding problem.
That's
And
not good.
no, not good at all. But apparently, it could be tied to everything that's going on. It could be because of medication and everything. But I have to get it checked out because well, first of all, it's internal bleeding, but also because low blood pressure, that's not good for you, and you got to find out like if it's bad, if it's just something that it's all bad, but you know what I mean? There's a level of bad. There's a level of like nuclear bad, and it impacts all the stuff going on with the heart. So I got to spend 6 hours, have a wonderful CT scan. I did get to see like one cool thing though. The hospital up here has a new type of wheelchair, and they are, they make you ride in the wheelchair. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I can walk. And they're like, no, you can't walk.
It's all about the liability.
Yep.
If you
But they have
slip and fall,
this thing reminds me of the Mad Max version of a wheelchair.
it's like a dune buggy.
Yeah, it reminds me of like the cross between. I told the nurse there, it was like it's like you took a wheelchair, a dune buggy, and a shopping cart, and you merged them into this one really cool thing. It was pretty awesome.
Hey,
was like,
Nick, Mercatus in the chat. How you doing, buddy?
Word
We
up,
love you too.
dude. It's good to see you, homeboy. Home skillet. I remember when they used to call people that back in the day. I heard a
Home
lady
skillet.
Yeah, I heard a lady say that she was yesterday, last night at the ER. They had brought some lady in, the cops did, and I was walking down and I'd gone to the bathroom. I was walking back down the hallway and I heard the lady. She was like, "Get off me, home skillet!" to one of the cops. I was like, "Oh my God."
It's been a minute since I've heard that one.
Oh, well, she looked like she was trapped straight in the whatever decade meth is.
You got to stay out of the hospital, buddy. I can't take it. I can't take all this, this medical drama.
Stuff up. I know. Well, you and me both. I want to make videos and stuff again.
I know.
That's why I don't make short form videos. They're too hard to sit down and do like this. But yeah, I was like, man, I wish I could make a video here last night.
Oh my God.
I did write a song last night. That was pretty good, but I couldn't put it on AI. Like on my phone, I was like, "What is this? I can't freaking type all this shit in." I wonder have you seen those phones? Those triple fold phones?
Yeah. Wait, are you talking about the flat ones that fold, like the screens?
It folds 3 times, and it looks like a tablet in your pocket.
Crazy, but by the way, they only have a certain number of folds in their lifetime, which is strange to me. So you can only open and close it. I don't know. It's like a couple thousand times before you have to get a new one.
Wow. So it's like $1 a fold because they're like $3,000.
Yeah, they're a lot. They're a lot. I've actually known people with them, and I'm always like, well, how long is that going to last? Is it worth it?
I saw that. The regular, like the fold phone, like just the regular fold over phone. I mean, those are okay. My emergency phone for work and all of that stuff, it was a fold phone. And since my old job was so good at making you buy your own stuff, I still have it because it's mine. But yeah, I mean, that thing's okay. Those are all right. But the 3 thing, I was like, man, can you put a screen guard on that? Like, how would you do it?
Yeah, I don't know.
But I would have loved to have it last night, man. I would actually been able to type on it. It'd been like carrying around a freaking tablet. The thing has a monster screen. I'd love.
But was it a freaking free tablet though? That's what we need to know.
That's what I need. Free tablets.
Freaking free, a freaking free tablet. If you know, you know. No.
Yeah, if you really, man, BB's got a nasty mouth, by the way.
Oh God, he is unhinged right now. He is going absolutely unhinged and wild all
Yeah,
over
there
the
was a
Facebooks and the YouTubes and the whatever. He's going off.
yeah, he he was telling somebody today. Well, let me quote him. I'm gonna well, I'll quote him as best as I can. There was somebody that made some statement. I don't know what exactly it was, but BBB is like he's talking to another person. He's like, that's the point. He actually better not something than that. He's a miserable a-hole. And then notice that person is too much of a coward to respond to being called out for being a stupid, miserable F-head loser.
Jesus.
That's how stupid, miserable F-head losers are.
Oh God. He's something.
I do wonder if that.
He has no chill whatsoever. None.
No,
Zero chill.
he's like straight to just straight
Yeah,
to
0
it.
to 1,000, that one.
Oh my gosh, man. No wonder he gets mad. And I wonder though, does he actually eat the macaroni and cheese? Just curious, you know. Is that code for something?
Oh God, I don't know.
I don't want to know now.
I don't want to know.
I do want to know about that one screenshot that had been going around. You know, let me pull that up real quick.
Somebody just sent you a super chat for the internal bandage fund.
I'm all out of Band-Aids.
And once again, chat, I am broadcasting from my dining room. So if it sounds a little strange or you hear weird things going by, that's why.
It sounds good. Like I have my headphones on and they pick up really well. So
yeah, I'm still kicked out of my room for a while. Mr. Fox is feeling under the weather and is sleeping, and I didn't want to, so I moved everything down here last night, and I'm just still here. And the girls are having a sleepover tonight, so it's probably going to get rowdy at some point. If I mute myself, that's why.
I want to make more videos on that freaking lively stuff. I have dug up some crazy stuff people have missed in that case. Yeah, there've been a lot of coverage,
cool.
but I found some fascinating stuff, and I'm like, man, I want to make these videos. I think I'll make another one for Saturday, maybe.
Cool.
Yeah, maybe.
And guys, don't forget to check out his first video that he made on the Blake Lively thing. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I was curious about how much damage. Again, not to take anything away from Ryan Reynolds and his own saying whatever, but if you go in and you match up trending with him and all of this Blake Lively mess, you can see how much damage this does. I'm not saying his career's done or anything. He has a huge career, but man, I mean, for a while there, it was all positives. You know, everything was positive about the guy. And now it is not. It is definitely not. Let me see. Where did that freaking... Oh, here it is. I was curious about this, though, from BBB. I thought, we were talking about this, and this has been posted a bunch of times. So, in the messages where he posts, any trial held means they win by polymops. I'm still... Much like the polymop, I think I'm confused about the identity of this. I think that is a typo, like you'd noted. Any trial, instead of Abby trial, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's
no. It's any. He means any. He fixes it.
Oh, does
later.
he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So is he admitting that unless he derails a trial, that they're going to lose?
I think so.
Huh. That's kind of weird. Huh. The polymobs will win.
Yeah, I mean, it's very strange that he's basically saying, "Hey, we can't win if this goes to trial." That's what that says to me. That so any trial means they win.
I love that.
And so he is trying to derail. So he's letting you all know that he is trying to derail this trial. But the judge has already said this is going to trial. He has said it multiple times.
God, that order on 66. I was rolling through document 66. And I'm actually pulling all of that stuff up.
Yeah, and you know what? Again, I have to reiterate, they have hired people. They have hooked up with at least one person who has caused a mistrial before.
Oh, yeah.
And now that we know that Bruce wants this to not go to trial, that could be part of his strategy, hiring a dude who already has caused one mistrial.
They are definitely they're horrible people, but they are disruptors for sure. Like they are a terrible brand of them. Let's pull up this.
Weird how they all find each other.
Yeah, well, they always do. It is actually. It is weird how all of these just hate systems find each other for sure. Like it creeps me out, to be honest. Okay, so today, like this filing today, it talks about, if you haven't seen this yet, this just popped up like it's only been in the last few hours. That's why I've been waiting till about 5 o'clock to put up a thumbnail. Usually it throws me off because typically I go for 3 o'clock. That way I'm telling you, hey, yes, we do have show. That's the same thing with Megan. Typically we'll put up a thumbnail for you hours before, but we can't with this because the documents, they keep flying. And today's document is motion for reconsider order 66. Now if you're asking yourself, what is order 66? Well, let's pull up the order part.
Yeah, this is so funny. Rakeda, if you're hanging around, you are going to love this motion. God. It's so whiny and hilarious that this guy keeps going after the judge and telling him, you're wrong. You denied my motion, and I want you to reconsider it because you're wrong and bad and stupid. It's exactly what every federal judge wants to hear, man.
Best motions. He filed a motion wanting to move the trial from Gainesville to Gainesville. He didn't realize that Gainesville and Gainesville, we were already there. So he files it, and the judge comes back, and the judge is like, yeah, there's nothing to this motion. I'm going to have to deny it because we're already in Gainesville. So instead of taking that like a champ, the judge was nice about it. So instead of taking it like a champ, he files another one saying,
a motion to reconsider moving the trial from Gainesville to Gainesville.
Then he cries about Megan making a song making fun of the first motion. And
he cried to a judge that I wrote a meme song about him.
And on top of that,
then he blamed the judge for it. It was your fault.
He's like, Judge, my motion was the greatest ever, but Judge, you obviously didn't understand. So the judge shot it down in a day. And comes back and is like, what is this crap? This trial is amazing. Like this is
it really is.
This trial, this is the most addictive trial I've ever seen. Again, wouldn't wish it on a human being, but I can't help but follow it. So if you're wondering
this is the motion, this is the order from the judge denying him his request for his objections to the discovery.
Yes, he wanted to shoot down. There were 3 discovery requests in particular that he was arguing with. And like we talked about, some of those requests were indeed, they were broad. They were broad for sure. They're the kind of things that you go in and a good lawyer would be able to argue, maybe get slimmed down. You put that sucker on slim fast. You pretty it up, but
get it some Ozempic. Yeah.
Yeah, you Ozempic the file, exactly. But not him. Instead, he decides that he's going to put in boilerplate. So the judge is like, you know what? I don't like that. That's like doing nothing at all. So you're going to turn over discovery in 14 days for
just
all of
the way
this.
it's written, because you did boilerplate and you threw spaghetti at the wall you thought would stick and it didn't work.
You can see it within 14 days. He says, right now we're on day 15, just to make this clear. So we have passed the deadline. And today we get a filing that says, I want you to actually reconsider, meaning that he hasn't turned over this shit.
When? Yeah, he hasn't. He waited till after the deadline to complain that he wants a hearing.
I mean,
Wonder how that's going to work out.
I mean, he is mocking this judge's, and he's this isn't the first one. Like, he's defying what they told. The Gainesville to Gainesville thing was something else, but this is next level in my mind, because like you said, he waited until afterwards. You know, I mean, you would have had, if he would have had a problem with it, why not file it in the 14 days? You know,
go back to 66 real quick. We missed something. We need to see. So if you page down to like the second page, I think it is.
All right, let me roll up it real quick. Okay, give me a minute.
Because there's something really great. We just need to in the discussion, it says right there, it appears the general objections were just cut and pasted into the response without much thought as to whether they actually applied here. Such general objections violate the local rules and are improper. And you can't do this.
Now, what's beautiful about this, too, is the fact that this judge had already spoken on this before in other trials. So you had the plaintiff, their lawyer comes in and is like, you know what? I'm going to quote the judge on this. And how can he argue with himself? I mean, he's already sat down.
And then, so this is the first reason that the judge denied it. And then page down a little bit for the second reason. Because he says that the defendant, secondly, nearly all of plaintiff's discovery requests were met with boilerplate objections by defendants. More specifically, the defendants objected to virtually all the discovery requests as overly broad, unduly burdensome, and not reasonably calculated to lead to the discovery of admissible evidence. Vague or ambiguous, overly broad in scope and time, lacks sufficient specificity to know what's demanded, blah, blah, blah. So then he goes down and says objections are improper. This throw spaghetti against the wall and see what sticks has been consistently recognized as ineffective. So because of this, he said that those objections are tantamount to no objection being raised at all and may constitute a waiver of this discovery being sought. And that's what happened. He said, so I'm taking it as if you didn't object at all, which means you have to turn it over and you have 14 days.
Oh, and he cried about this a lot too. See, I didn't expect him to file this. Actually, I'm gonna pull up his crime one more time. I mean, I've gotten so much play out of this, so again, I have to thank the person that put these together. I know that went through and pulled these out of Chad, because let me pull that out, because he cried a lot. I won't go through all of these, but just a few of them. I mean, they are funny. They are. Okay,
so this is him crying on, is it YouTube or Facebook?
Yeah. He's in the chat of 2Ls.
He's a VIP, by the way. Did you know that he's a VIP?
Of course he's paying for that. I mean, what do you think? Of course he's paying the PR. Oh, but he's like, what are we supposed to hand over? I have no idea. And he's telling them to share it. And you notice, this is what I was saying. If anybody's confused, he goes through. Well, first he's saying he needs a hearing. That's what he's demanding today. That's what the document is. It's like, oh, but the relevant time periods for everything they requested are a lot of years. January 1st, 2020 to present. And again, a good lawyer wouldn't have just boilerplated. They would have made an actual objection to it, and they would have been able to shoot that down. They would have been able to, cause it some refinement to it. But no. And then he's complaining, the judge said we'd have a hearing, but we didn't get it. But also, you can tell it's about that, because they're going over. He's talking about want to do 11. We had 3. Let me see. I can't remember the number.
It's too bad. He's like, what documents exist to meet this request? Well, it's too bad you didn't work that out with Randy.
Yeah.
It's too bad
why wouldn't you?
You didn't work out the narrowing of all of this with him on the ordered phone call that you had. Why
lying about the call that's saying, it never took place. By the way, the requests for production are 5, 11, and 12. So that's what, I don't know if people understood when I was saying, like, he's telling them want to do 11. So they're going over, they probably went over number 5. showed what was there.
Uh-huh.
They were cheerleading him. Bravo, Bruce! Such a good job shooting that down. Because they flap their fins like a bunch of seals. I mean, good
So
God.
I like how he says, I never got to say, Judge, these are crazy and impossible. He didn't care. He saw them, Bruce. He saw them. He obviously didn't think they were crazy and impossible because he ordered you to turn them over.
It's just, I don't know. When somebody posted something with the ecosystem, cheering on some of these documents, and I was like, yeah, they got more clap than the freaking free clinics, waiting room, but I don't want to catch any of that. I don't feel it's contagious. Not for me. I don't want it around me, because it's all wrong. I mean, heck, those applause are stupid. Why would you be like, oh, that's so good? Because you know nothing about it. And of course, it got shot down.
Of course.
Oh, man. But you can see him complaining about it too. He's like, oh, he just said objections overruled because they're boilerplate. Oh. So, I mean, that's what all of this was about. He was whining, complaining. But what he's telling you too is he's known that all of this was due. And of course, he just decided he was going to straight up defy the judge. There was no question. He didn't. Oh, I didn't understand it. Oh, no, he understood it. He understood he was supposed to be turning stuff over. He just decided.
He just didn't. Just waited for after the deadline to then file his next whiny motion. Okay, this is going to to be great.
Yeah, I can't wait for this. On that. So for people like
1 day after the deadline.
Yep. Because you have this roll in on. You have it roll in on the 5th. The 5th counts, as we start our clock for our 14 days. And and unless you're a mathlete like some of the people over there in the ecosystem, I'm going to say 5 and 14 don't equal 20. Let's just say. So filed on the 20th, not good. So motion for reconsideration. You want to go page to page?
Yeah, sure.
On the 9. So, pursuant to Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 60B1 and 6, the defendants move for reconsideration of Order 66 because they relied on Order 53, in which the court stated there would be a hearing on the remaining objections to the plaintiff's discovery request following an ordered phone conference. No hearing was held. Now,
Actually, it didn't say there would be. It said there could be. There might be. It didn't say you'll absolutely get a hearing if you don't agree. It just said we could.
I just hope the judge remembers. This is just like the phone thing, Did it happen? Well, he didn't promise that, first of all, like you said. There was no demand for it. But Bruce made it a yes. It was going to happen. There would be. Not there could be. There would be. Man, what a thing to pull. Why not file it? I cannot, for the life of me, understand why you wouldn't file this in a timely fashion. If this was your plan, why wait till the 20th?
He likes to have, well, for one, what was he doing all those 14 days? He was spending time with the ecosystem and email, defaming Jeremy to whatnot and sending nasty emails and stuff to people. And he doesn't have time to file things on time because he's running a PR anti-what-the-hales ecosystem.
Too many letters to be written, right? Too many letters to be written. Man. Oh, Lord. I'm looking at all that.
Rick Hale says, one quick point. Judges can say all kinds of stuff about not filing anything. Sometimes you have to eat shit and file it anyway because you have no choice.
Exactly. Like the judge is like, yo, they are the lords of the courtroom. If you have a problem, I mean, if you think it's going terribly wrong for you, you can appeal, and you can file and you can have a grievance and you can say, hey, judge, I don't think this is, but you also pick and choose your battles. Like this is a big one. Like this is a real problem for them here. Like cutting any bullshit out. This is where you make the case. Discovery is where it happens. So they need it right here if they were going to do anything. So fighting over this, sure. Fighting over it in a non-timely fashion, what?
Yeah, it's awfully strange. I mean, he had 14 days. He could, and we know he's been complaining about this since the order came down. So he knew he was objecting, but he waited until he disobeyed a court order to file a motion for reconsideration, I just think that seems insane.
I love it.
It's what we've come to expect, though, from this case.
Is. I mean, he really, again, we've talked about will the judge do something or not? Who knows? I mean, he's
I'm
been
losing
very
faith
lenient.
in this judge.
Yeah, well, I don't have any faith in any judge, to be honest.
Right.
Very few of them, they want to avoid appeals and they want to avoid, but the way you really get their attention and you make them mad is challenging them. And he keeps doing
this will be challenge number 2.
Yeah. On anything Bruce is lost. Apparently that's going to be the new thing. Challenge the judge. Okay. All right. So memorandum in support of the motion for reconsideration. I request for remote hearing. So Rule 60B1 warrants reconsideration in case of surprise. Surprise! Surprise you lost, sucker. And 60B6 for any other reason that justifies relief. Any other reason. I look like a dumbass.
They're writing songs about me. The internet is mean, Your Honor.
I'm still trapped in Gainesville. It's like a roach motel. You check in, but you can't check out. I'm starving here.
I keep asking for directions to Gainesville, and they keep sending me back to the same spot.
I'm on my way to Pensacola, but wait a minute. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know what? As much as
I'm gonna give the case of the giggles. Oh God, I feel it coming out.
I was thinking, like, I started writing a song. I was like, what's the kryptonite for ambulance chasers? Is it filings? No, it's a map. Especially when they get into Florida. They're like, holy God, man, it's like the Bermuda Triangle. Oh my God. So Order 66 overrules objections 3 of the plaintiff's document requests, 5, 11, and 12, without addressing amendment objections served following the conference with the plaintiff's counsel that was ordered because he refused to meaningfully confer prior to the order to do so. This has already been worked out, by the way. You did have a conference. So Order 53 stated, if the
parties are unable to resolve the issues raised in the motion, counsel should expect that a hearing will be scheduled shortly after defendant's response is filed.
So his own word. Look at that. So it says, and he
quotes,
what?
I think we need that order. He might have misquoted it.
Actually, like, does it exist? Let's
actually, unfortunately, it's not in the Dropbox.
Is it not in there?
No, I just went and looked.
Man. See, that's why I was putting them all in. That's why.
I know, but that might have been before we were putting them all in. But I'm missing document 53. If anybody has document 53 out there,
yeah, if you want to mail over,
send it to my email. But I mean, here's the thing: even saying counsel should expect doesn't mean it's absolutely going to happen. This is the judge's prerogative.
It says if the parties are unable to resolve issues raised in the motion. Okay, well,
they resolved almost all of them.
Yeah,
there were only 3 left, or 3 or 4 left.
There were 3 that were left. You're right, and those 3 they were arguing over again, 5, 11, and 12. The judge actually looked at what he put in there, and it was a bunch of absolute trash.
Yeah, but I also think that, though, if that is the language and he's not misquoting it, should expect is different than, must, shall. Should expect is like, maybe.
Well, again, it doesn't entitle him under law to have one. The judge gets to decide what happens. And it goes back to it. Even if he had an argument with this, why did he not bring up his argument until the 14 days plus another day?
And if he had a cogent objection, he should have specified it in the original thing, and where he didn't. He was using boilerplate objections. If he had an argument that could have been used, that's where he should have used it.
I'm looking at Request for production. Actually, that's where I'm looking, because they show how his arguments come in. All of his objections. They look. Actually, let me pull one of those. You can see why the judge shoots it down, because every just cut and paste excuse that you could use. That's exactly what he did. He didn't. He put no thought into it whatsoever. And what that means is the judge has to become the finder of fact only. He's not the one he's not deciphering to become finder of fact. He's the one who has to do all the work, and that's not what judges do. So check this out here. This is the request for production. This is how Bruce addressed this. This was This was 52-3, I believe. Yeah, 52-3. So with his objections, you can see every one of them. This is what the judge was saying. They were all the same. It has everything. Oh, it's vague and ambiguous, overly broad, scope of time, lacks sufficient specificity to know what's demanded, encompasses information. He went with work product privilege at the beginning on almost everything. And then they worked out, like you said, they worked out all but 3 of them, but they remained with these boilerplate objections, and they all had them. That was the real kicker to it. If you were going to use a few of them, you should have mixed it up, but he decided not to. Let me pull that.
So Max Lab sent me document 53. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
And here's what it says. If the parties are unable to resolve the issues after having a conference, then defendants should file a response to the motion to compel on or before Wednesday, January 22nd. Defendant's response should include the date that the in-person or telephonic conversation occurred, as well as the duration of the conversation. If the parties are unable to resolve the issues raised in the motion, counsel should expect that a hearing will be scheduled shortly after the defendant's response is filed. So did he file a response?
No, not that I remember.
January 22nd? Well, let's see. Let's see. It should be document number 50.
No, because that was 53. Wait. I was just looking at 53.
What's 54?
Right? I've got to look. Give me 1 second. I got to look at the.
See. What's 54? 54.
There's. It should be labeled there. If it's not
motion
labeled.
To transfer. So instead of doing what he asked, instead of filing his judge, we can't agree, he filed the motion to transfer from Gainesville to Gainesville.
That's hilarious. Let me pull up this.
That's what number 54 was. And then we had 55, which was the order denying him the transfer. And then 56 was Bruce filed a request to excuse mediation. He still did not file what the judge told him to file. Let's see, what's 57?
What was the 22nd was the date? Okay, so everything that went from there. 54, the motion to transfer, that was on the 14th. 55, this was on the 15th. That was an order.
That's the order, Gainesville to Gainesville.
16th is a motion to excuse mandatory mediation. 17th is an order to excuse. That's the order.
Excuse the mediation.
And also on the 17th, you have another order that comes in. Then on the 22nd, you have a response to motion RE52.
That might be it. The response to the motion to compel. That might be it. Let's see.
So that would be 59.
Is this the one? Wait, let's open this. Let me open this. Is this the one?
Let me look.
Counsel conferred on the phone for 90 minutes. Until that conference, defendants did not understand many of plaintiffs' requests, given their vagueness and confusing language. Following the conference, the defendants provided responses to 17 of 20. Oh, he did. Okay, so he filed this, and he said 3 unresolved objections remained to request the following conference on January 12th. The undersigned emailed plaintiff's counsel. And then he put his email in here. The plaintiff's counsel responded, I will never stipulate to anything that has no basis in the jurisprudence of the world, because as you remember, he left out the context.
What number was that?
That was number 59.
59.
Right, that was where he was telling Bruce was asking him to have Jeremy stipulate he wouldn't talk about this case anymore. On January 20th, in a final effort to resolve the remaining issues, he emailed plaintiff's counsel, blah, blah, blah. And so he does. He says what the unresolved requests are, and he writes out his objections, but the judge denied it. He decided he didn't need to hear
Yeah,
it.
he didn't. Well, and the reason he shoots it down is because when you look at this document, when he writes out the reasons that he won't cooperate, they're all boilerplate. You know, he goes with that still. I mean, you know, I'm pulling that up. Give me a second here.
Well, he's also put in a bunch of stuff that isn't relevant in here. Like he put stuff in here like this. The defendants further object because the plaintiff's purpose for this request is to burden the defendants, and the plaintiff's intent and motive to abuse and exploit litigation for ulterior purposes was admitted by him publicly. And then he puts in the stuff about a lawsuit isn't to win a lawsuit. All of that stuff. It's to make you spend your money. This has nothing to do with proper objections. Well, so he's just whining about how much he hates Jeremy Hales.
Here's his objections too. So this is what gets shot down, you know. Again, you can see it's all boilerplate. Plus, he's like, "Oh, it's all fishing." Da 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 da. You know, he doesn't go in and he doesn't show a good faith argument.
How many pages is this? Oh my God.
13 pages.
Oh my God. It's that's the other thing. So instead of filing a 1-page document that says, "Judge, here are the 3 things we can't agree on, and I would like to request a hearing." That's really all it should have said, right? I'd like to request a hearing. Here's the 3 things that we can't agree on. We did all the other things you told us to do. It was 90 minutes. We did conference, but I'd like to hearing. He doesn't even ask. He doesn't do that. He gives him 13 pages of more. I hate Jeremy Hales, and this is why.
It's just amazing to me to see this mess. What's fascinating is I couldn't even tell you that he filed that. And I've read that document before because that document whines so much. I thought it was just him whining about why he didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a good response. It's just
a garbage filing. And again, the judge came in and was like, "Yo, this is crap." And he told him again, regardless, if he saw a problem with this and he was like, "Hey, instead of complaining in 2L's chat, why the fuck wouldn't you file this within the 14 days before you have to turn something over? Why wait to the 15th day, hold up your middle finger to the judge and be like, I ain't turning over shit because you promised me a hearing."
Yeah, this is bad. Hang on, I'll be right back. You can continue. I'll be right back.
I mean, that's just clown. That's some clowny shit. Like I can imagine going to a judge and acting like that. Gosh, when you look at his arguments again, let me pull this up. When Megan gets back, we'll continue on the newest document. But I mean, this is related to that. When you look at it again, every one of these, I mean, it's so ridiculous. And look at the whiny way. The requests in question are designed to harass and vex the defendants and invade their privacy. 2 of 3 requests seek records of all phone calls made and received by defendants since January 1st, 2020. How's it possible to respond to these other than to say it's impossible to produce? And what possible purpose would you have requests serve other than to, if somehow fulfilled, call any numbers they choose to find out whatever they can about the defendants from whoever may answer on the other end? Will they receive medical providers, family members, friends, enemies, pizza takeouts? Yeah.
What is this, a Marvel movie?
Super villain of the month club.
Pizza takeout. What?
He's saying, "Oh, they're wanting every document, and they're going to get our, they'll even call the pizza man and harass him."
That's what. Is it demonic pizza though? I'm going to need to know if it's demonic pizza
because I'm demonic pizza.
I am the expert of that.
That's how he goes over. Like, okay, so let's continue the document. The funny thing is that's what he's saying. like in the now. So let's continue this document. That's just part, like I said, that's part of this document here, to make that clear, what we're looking at. That's what he's still going with.
Yeah,
so,
he's still going with it.
Yeah, so he's a clown, man. You think this is going to make your argument?
He's doing more copy pasting. Copy pasta.
Oh my God, what a clown. All right, anyway.
Was I reading?
Yes, you were on. I think the second sentence. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe
it was thus.
Yeah.
It was thus a complete surprise when the 3 remaining objections were overruled without any hearing or any discussion of the request contents or the substance of the amended objections which were submitted. Document 59 in response to the motion to compel per order number 53. The plaintiff's counsel explicitly agreed during the January 9th phone conference that based on order number 53, amended responses would be served following the 7.1b phone conference in place of the original ones. Following that conference, amended responses and objections were served. Before then, meaningful responses were impossible. Nevertheless, no hearing was scheduled, and the court, you, sir, overruled the objections to 5, 11, and 12 without addressing their substance based on original objections. When the plaintiff's counsel was refusing to confer, leading to an order number 53, for the court to overrule substantive objections made in reliance on A, the court's prior order, your prior order, sir, that a hearing would be held, and B, the plaintiff's counsel express agreement to accept amended responses constitutes unfair surprise and disregards the fully briefed amended responses that were prepared and served in expectation of a hearing on the merits of the objections. It prejudices the defendant's ability to determine what, if any, documents can possibly be produced in fulfillment of these 3 requests and leaves them open to the constant threats of plaintiff's counsel to file motions for sanctions.
I don't know how to do it. Well, you should have thought about that before filing a boilerplate garbage. You were told that. Like the killer, the real kicker, it was that Randy had noted that. So you would think when you saw the legal argument, you would correct your strategy. You would go in and you would actually amend that somewhat. But he didn't. He filed more stuff that's the same garbage, the same whiny garbage. So the requests in question are designed to harass and vex the defendants and invade their privacy. This is what I was talking about here. Like, this is his argument still, but this is before. What's
changing?
It
didn't work the first time. Why would it work? He keeps doing the same thing. He filed almost an identical motion of reconsideration, is almost identical to Gainesville, thinking that the same stale argument was going to work again. The hell, man? He already said no.
Like I said, even if you felt this was a good, why would you wait until the day after? That doesn't make sense, because the judge, like for me, if I were Randy, I would argue the fact that, hey, they didn't make this in a timely fashion. They knew and had weeks to file this before the discovery deadline came up. But they waited until it passed. Then they asked for clarification.
Yeah, it's untimely.
Yeah. So 2 of the 3 requests sent records of all phone calls made and received by the defendants since January 1st, 2020. How is it even possible to respond to these other than to say it's impossible to produce? Oh, they asked for phone records. You can
get your phone records from your service provider. Yeah. You make a phone call and you say, I need my phone records.
You know what they're afraid of is we're hearing that, the dance saying, well, I've got a different phone and I've got this and that. Okay, well, let's lock down. Like, what phone numbers did you actually have? Because if you're only going to claim 1 or 2 phone numbers, then you should easily be able to manufacture all of those receipts that you
Uh-huh.
say you have, and you
The
can,
phone
you know,
records, the phone companies have those records whether or
oh
not
yeah,
you still have the phone.
yeah.
All you have to do is call them, ask them for your phone records with the numbers on them. It's not hard.
Then he goes into this stupid. So I was just reading. What possible purpose could such a request serve other than to, if somehow fulfilled, call any numbers they choose to find out whatever they can about the defendants from whomever may answer on the other end? Will they reach medical providers? Well, hey, you're covered under HIPAA. Congratulations. Although it would be fascinating to find out if when they were saying that they had medical scheduled on certain days and they couldn't attend
Well,
this
yeah.
class.
That would be fascinating.
Yeah,
Yes.
wouldn't that be
Also,
weird?
we've been told over and over again that the child has a life-threatening medical disorder. How often are they in communication with this medical team?
Family
first.
members? Oh well, you know,
Well,
family members.
Oh well.
They've already
We
many of them
also
have,
call those witnesses.
yeah, many of those have already reached out to folks anyway. They had been reaching out. Nobody's had to reach out to them. They've done it reaching out because they're like, this person's an absolute monster. So okay, friends. Well, who are they? Enemies? Pizza takeout? Yeah, pizza takeout. They shouldn't have pizza takeout. I mean, they're indigent, aren't they? Do indigent people order pizza? I'm saying.
I don't know.
Like,
Is it covered by WIC?
I don't like me. I try not to ever order pizza because it's freaking
It's
expensive.
expensive.
Ugh. Like, I mean, it's ridiculously expensive to get a, like, for everybody here. My oldest wants like she'll want a pepperoni pizza, right? It'll last for a few days, but still, she wants pepperoni. That's all she'll take. So the little one wants breadsticks. Always gotta have them. She calls it a cheese pizza.
Well,
but
who
that's what she means.
doesn't?
Yeah, but that's all she wants. She thinks that's a cheese pizza. And I'm like, okay, that's not really a cheese pizza, but you can have that. It's breadsticks, okay. And no topping for her. Me, like, I would want. Now I've been good, like I said. You know, going. What is today? Today's the 20th. Man, 17 days with all this garbage. And I have to say, I do. The only thing I miss are like chai teas. I really would like a chai tea. Or if I go to Murfreesboro and icy, I actually like cold ice. But anyway, I'm like,
You're missing your sugar.
I'm like, candy. No.
You know, you can make chai tea with honey.
No, not the good
Yes,
kind.
you
No,
can.
no, not
Yes,
the
you
good kind.
can.
Nope. I want
Or
the kind-
agave syrup.
I want the kind that there's one place out here that just makes the best chai tea you've ever had. Like, I'm talking anywhere. Been at Nashville, anywhere. Like, this one place out here makes it. It's freaking it's so good. But anyway, that's way off the pizza point. So I like a specialty pizza. All of that together, you're talking like 50 something, like 40 to 50, and then you got to deliver, tip. Hey, so you're talking $60. You know, I try not to do that because it's wasteful in my opinion. You know,
Can you imagine
so when they're
getting,
talking,
can you imagine getting tipped by these people? What do they tip in? Tortoise shells?
oh man, the smell is the
Weird
tip.
shaped rocks?
Oh my gosh, you get the little peen rock.
Yeah, little peen rocks. They're like, thanks for the pizza. Here,
Are you telling me to F myself?
have a peen.
Have a peen.
Have some
Oh,
magic crystals.
It'll tell you the future. I'm gonna tell you your future if you give me that fucking rock. Oh my god.
Oh, imagine relying on tips from
Ugh,
these
that would
folks.
be terrible.
Mhm.
Nobody knows though. And the plaintiff doesn't either. Well, the plaintiff made a request. That's the whole point. They have an idea.
That's
of what
why they're
gonna
doing
find.
discovery.
Yes, they have an idea of it, but they're trying to see if what they have there and more is actually in the request. That's the whole purpose, like you said. It is ludicrous. It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. He should have used that. It's
That would be. Oh my
ridiculous.
God. Bruce, next time you file some, come on, put in ridiculous. I would have at least given you a point. I would applaud. I would have been like, bravo, Bruce. Bravo. I would have. I would have stopped and applauded. I've been like, oh my God, ridiculous. It's ridiculous. No, it's ludicrous for a party to invade years of their opponent's private phone records without even explaining what evidence they reasonably expect to find. Before such burdensome, vexatious, invasive, and impossible to fill discovery requests are upheld and objections overruled, the plaintiff should there were no objections. That's the kicker, dumbass. That's the thing.
Your
The
objections
judges
were so bad. He was like, it's like you didn't make them.
Yeah.
I'm
that's
striking your
the-
objections. Your objections sucked.
His ego can't take this. This is Bruce's ego over and over again. He cannot take the challenge to him being the bestest lawyer ever. And no, you're
Jeez,
not.
he's not even close to being the worst lawyer
Oh my
I've known.
God. It
He's
reminds
below
me of-
that.
It's more like listening to a court jester, you know? I mean, it is. It's like listening to your personalized clown service.
I mean, he makes David Gingras look like a good lawyer. And that is hard to do.
What's bad is every now and then I think I lock down on what Bruce is trying to do, but sometimes it's so bad. I mean, for real, I ask this sometimes, like, is he trying to get thrown off this case? Is that the plan? Is he trying to make the judge like lose his fucking mind? I mean, what is the plan here? But
it's like a new kind of CIA monarch programming. It's like there's like this deep weirdness where he's just fucking with everyone psychologically to the point where they're going to start, I don't know, offing people with a copy of Al Gore's book.
We're all going to start eating paint chips.
We're all going to, yeah, exactly.
Like, how dare you, sir? How dare you? Oh my God. The plaintiff should at least be required to explain the purpose of the requests, how they are tailored to discover relevant evidence, and how they expect the request to be fulfilled. As it stands, Your Honor, there has been no explanation provided and none required by the court, despite indicating there would be a hearing. And the remaining objections, I said it. You need it, Judge. You promise, sort of.
I figured it out. Polyflop is the trigger word that sets off whatever monarch programming that these people are doing.
It's like the Manchurian Candidate.
Yes.
Oh, my Lord. You will polyflop. Oh, no.
All of a sudden, people start acting super weird.
Everybody's like, blame Jeremy. Blame Jeremy. Blame Jeremy. Oh, my God. Operation Polyflop.
Operation Polyflop.
Oh, my God. Oh, Lord, you've uncovered a nest of vipers, Megan. You figured it out.
He's got those people on the Facebook page, like in a hospital ward. They're all with their shaved bald heads, hooked up to machines, and they're all like polyflop, polyflop, polyflop. They're giving them electroshock therapy.
It's like you. It's like you figured out the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, they're doing yoga, witchy yoga.
Oh my Lord.
Oh God.
Oh my Lord. What a frightening idea.
It's like Stranger Things. It's like that laboratory in Stranger Things. It's like Bruce
there's
is
blue
the
buckets
weirdo.
everywhere. It's a low budget bag. That's what they do with the blue buckets. They get all of that, and the secret ingredient to mind control is you don't want to know. You got to take a little tortoise, blend it in with a little. Let's just call it refuse.
Oh God.
Winn-Dixie juice. That is the main ingredient. You want to control the masses, you got to extract the Winn-Dixie juice.
They're working on their superpowers, but their superpowers are like squatting and committing
Knee replacements.
random felonies against hurricane victims. That's what they're working on, their superpowers.
That's why they keep having knee replacements and stuff because they're like, oh, it's like low budget Bionic Man. It's like instead of the $6 million man, it's like the 66 man.
I'm sorry, chat. We're derailing because this movie is getting better and better in my head as we go along.
This is magic. I'm sorry, but I need it.
Bruce in a white coat with his crazy hair all wild, and his big nose.
Pinocchio nose becomes a real. Oh, is this what happens when Pinocchio nose becomes a real boy?
He can't get any of the polyflops to do their superpowers properly. They keep fucking it up. No one's believing. No one's buying it.
Oh, that explains the two L's. They're bred for amphibian freaking assaults. They're like, we are actually blending in with the aquatic life. You may see us as people, but really, people on sonar. They see us as
you have to use sonar.
Like you're seals. Holy shit. Oh my God.
Oh God.
Operation Polyflop sounds amazing. I need it, man. I can't wait for the t-shirt.
Only sonar can detect them.
Doop. Doop. It's like, what is that? Is that a landmass?
There's something large moving towards us, sir.
something very hungry is in the water. Is that a megalodon? Like, no, sir. It's bigger.
It's a downward facing walrus.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh God.
Oh.
Hey, listen, chat. Stop telling us to focus and get on with it. You come here for this. This is what you come here for. Anybody could just read you these documents straight. And that is not why you're here. You're here for the laughs. Now just shut up and let us do some laughing.
After the 6 hours I spent in ER last night, I want some damn laughing.
There she blows. Oh God. Okay.
Moby sure was a dick. Wait, no. Okay.
What was that about dicks again? Moby. Yeah.
Yes,
no.
Moby. We were talking about
dick.
Moby.
Mm-hmm. The great white whale.
Oh Lord. Yeah, I swear. Who knew Florida could be so fun? Poor Jeremy, though, man. You never knew you were facing. You never knew you were facing off against the polyflop, did you?
What a clown show! Like, honestly, this is the worst clown show I've ever seen. Like, this is worse than those. I hate those clown horror movies. This is worse than one of those, man.
No. The Terrorizer.
Yeah, I've never watched any of those. This is worse than that, though. I've seen the movie posters and they freak me out, but this is worse.
Hey, I finally watched Nosferatu, by the way. I did watch it.
Oh, yeah? What did you think?
I thought you could cut off 10 minutes of the show. Again, if I were being critical, but pacing was okay. It's telling the Dracula story. It's telling, Bram Stoker's story. The ending, I'm not going to ruin it for anybody. I'm not going a different direction. I would like to have seen a little more power, like a little more flexing.
Yeah, I thought so too. I also thought I wanted to see a lot more fighting back. And it was just all like giving in.
Yeah, because
he's evil.
He's an end. I mean, there are two ways horror movies are approached. You see this in Italian horror, especially. In the 80s, we had this huge push on it. In stuff that looks at it like from a Catholic, lens, though, you have more of you are fighting actual evil. It's not like a physical corporeal manifestation you can just go out and take out. This is something almost overwhelming.
And, yeah.
You know, and you see that again in Italian movies more than
Well,
anything.
that's what I didn't like about it. It was like I need more Van Helsing. Like I need more forces of good fighting back, and there just wasn't any of that, and I never got any of that. You know, you don't want the evil to win. You don't want that to happen. You want
What? I was rooting
just
for it. I mean, what? Yeah. And,
really?
Yeah, never. Yeah, usually I do. Usually I want the evil to win. You know,
Why?
I did watch that new movie, The Gorge, and I was actually like, why? Because it'd be more interesting. It's not real world. I mean, why not? Let's see what their plans look like if they win. That's why I like that series, The Strain, because the monsters did win. They were like, hey, we have this great idea. We're going to infect the entire world with vampirism. Guess what? It works. And we are way off topic. Let's finish this document before we.
Okay.
Okay. In effort to avoid, I can't believe we're talking about the fucking strain. I don't know how we got that far out.
Whatever.
In effort to avoid filing the present request, the undersigned has repeatedly 6 times asked the plaintiff's counsel, beginning immediately after Order 66, to specify what documents would fulfill 5 and 11 and 12. He doesn't have to. Why are you having conversation about that?
Well, I mean, they're supposed to have conversation about it, but I don't.
After the fact,
I don't believe that they didn't have conversation about that in the 90-minute phone call. I don't believe that.
Well, this is after Order 66. Like, so after when he's like, hey, the boilerplate stuff, that's not going to work. You got to, in 14 days, you've got to produce this stuff. Okay, well, we're supposed to have like how many conversations? They already had conversations about that. They had, like you said, 90 minutes there. And then the judge steps in and the judge is like, you got 14 days to turn everything over. So what he's done here essentially is saying, but Randy, he won't tell me what I got to do, Judge. Like he's blaming it on Randy again. He's like, I would do this, Your Honor, but Randy.
Yeah, strange.
Oh my God. It's so whiny. It's like he's a one fucking trick pony. That's all you are, Bruce. One trick pony. And the one trick is anybody that tells you no, you gotta be like, oh, the judge. You gotta. I'm sure that behind the scenes there are probably some really crazy discussions that happen. But let's see, to specify what the documents 5, 11, and 12, so the undersigned could determine if such were within the defendant's possession, custody, or control. Wait, you can't tell if phone records are in their control? You can't tell that? Well, I don't understand that. I mean, I can look at 5, 11, and 12 and
well, this
tell
is that
you
dumb argument. This is the dumb argument that, well, they don't have the phones anymore. So it's not in their custody or control, right? That's what they're going to argue.
They can at least come up with all the phone numbers. Again, 5. Okay. So here's our items. 5. All phone records sufficient to show all phone numbers. So they want all phone numbers and all providers used during the relevant time period and all documents, including mobile phone billing records, showing the calls you made or received during the relevant time period related to the allegations in the complaint or in plaintiff's response in motion to your summary, to the summary judgment, blah, blah, blah. That's what it says. I didn't want to. Okay, so that's 5. All right, number 11. Actually, let me pull these on the screen. Let's just look at them. You know, that's the easiest way to do this. Give me 1 second.
I like your popcorn avatar tonight.
That's right. Last night when you were like, hey, it's so exciting, and you put on your avatar, I was like, hey, I'm going to have my avatar eating popcorn watching, and it's still entertaining. So I'm still going with that. So yeah, that was 5. So 5 again, all phone records sufficient to show all phone numbers and providers. They wanted during that, plus all documents, including mobile phone billing records showing the calls you made or received during the relevant time period. So that's pretty straightforward, right?
You can literally download those right off the website.
Yeah, how exactly is Randy supposed to come in and is supposed to explain that to you? Because again, in his statement, he said he needed counsel to specify which documents would fulfill 5, 11, and 12. Okay, well, he just told them right there. It's very specific. We
Yeah,
want
it's pretty
all
specific.
phone numbers, providers, all documents, including showing calls made or received. So, all right. I think I understand that. So 11, it's documents sufficient to show the number of online views and or impressions of any post on any of your social media accounts, including but not limited to your YouTube accounts, Rumble accounts, Twitter accounts, and Facebook. Okay. So you could go in and that would not
That's
be a
on
fun one to do.
analytics. That's
Yes,
on
that
analytics.
well, that would not be fun to do, but you could go up and YouTube. One of the reasons they probably don't want YouTube, they have to admit to accounts that they own,
Yeah.
and that locks them in. When somebody turns around, it says, "But what about this account? What about that account? What about this Facebook account?" So that they actually have to admit, just like the phone numbers, they're having to admit to what they owned there. And then 12, going back to phones, it's the mobile phone records sufficient to show all phone numbers and providers used between, again, you have the date there, January 2021 to date, all documents, including mobile phone billing records, showing the calls that you made or received between January 2021 to date relating to the plaintiff by name or otherwise. Well,
Now that one is
wait.
more narrow. That one is just relating
Wait.
to the plaintiff. So
So
how hard could that be?
So the first one, though, now here's a question. So in this one, what is the time period that this starts in? Where does this start? Would you say that starts in the same time period, the other one? Would you say it should be tailored to the same time period?
Probably.
Okay, and the reason I ask that is because Bruce and his whining, like this just hit me. Okay, just bear with me for a second because I want
It
to
says
call
the
something out.
relevant time period
Yeah.
relating to this complaint.
So Bruce in his whining, the images we just looked over in the 2L chat, he keeps saying things like it's January 1st, 2020. He keeps bringing that up, but it actually says 2021, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the document said 2021. If I were going to narrow it down and say this is when it started, I would go with number 12. Like that's the only one with a hammered down date. I mean, that's how I understand it anyway. If 2020 is on something, like one of those, I didn't see it. So
No, I didn't see it either. Maybe we missed it. I don't know.
I was just curious about that. Anyway, let's go back to our document here. Got that freaking I'm All Out of Love song. I'm all out of love. That's stuck in my head. I keep humming it even when I'm live. I'm like, stop doing that. You're live. Okay, so the undersigned asked if plaintiff seeks a signed authorization to obtain call logs from cell providers. Wait. He seeks a sign. Why would the plaintiff seek a signed authorization? Like, aren't
The
they just
undersigned. So Bruce asked if Jeremy Hale seeks a signed authorization to obtain call logs from cell providers. Why would he need that? If she just hands him over, he doesn't need that.
And plaintiff's counsel has said, hey, read the definitions. Read what's stated there.
Right, because they wouldn't need like a subpoena or anything if she would just hand it over.
How is that? Again, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It is. It's beyond ridiculous because it's spelled out. And if he had questions like that, why wouldn't he have brought that up before when they were talking about it?
Locals is memeing, by the way. It's Operation Polyflop. Look, it's a new CIA operation. Operation Polyflop. I'm going to get in your head.
Be careful, folks. Operation Polyflop is out there.
Wait, here's another one. Oh, dear God. A lawyer manipulative to overweight middle-aged women.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh God, it's funny. Careful, protect your brains. Your brains are at risk,
Oh
folks.
my God. All right, let's see. Here we are. 1 second. All right. Let me roll back up. Wait, am I okay? You're on.
Okay, it's me. Okay.
Yeah.
The discovery order was necessitated by the plaintiff's counsel initial refusal to engage in a meaningful, how many times is he going to say this? Meaningful conference before filing a motion to compel. Only after order number 53 did the plaintiff's counsel finally confer and insisted on recording the call. Yeah, because you lie and stuff. In reliance on the court's statement that a hearing would be held on remaining objections, the undersigned served amended objections. It was a complete surprise when Order 66 was issued without any hearing or discussion of the request's contents or the substance of the objections. Well, maybe your objections had no substance or
Indeed.
merit.
That's what the court said. The court was like, that sounded like a that's what she said joke. That's what the court said.
Conclusion. Based on the foregoing, the defendants respectfully request reconsideration following a remote hearing. Oh, yeah, you're going to get a remote hearing with this judge. I doubt it. I don't see it in the cards. I don't see it. If he does call a hearing, you know he has said you're going to be coming to Florida. He wants them in person.
Argue this,
He's already
Randy.
said that.
Argue this, Randy. I just want to see an awesome filing before an order comes in. I want to see an awesome.
I don't think he's going to have time. I don't think he'll have time. The judge will just say no response required, denied. Probably.
Oh, come on. Shoot it down real quick, Randy. We need one. We need one that's really funny that answers this. Because, again, I want something reminding the judge. Because you never know how a judge goes either. I would really like something reminding the judge that, hey, why didn't he file this in a timely fashion? You know?
Right.
If he had some kind of objection.
He had 14 days.
I'd also be like, it's ludicrous that instead of following the judge's order, he comes in after the fact and he blames it on counsel. He's like, it's counsel's fault. I had to do it this way. You know, I mean, for real, I wouldn't take that. Every time he would try to, I would just, I would hit him in the mouth, not actual hit him in the mouth.
Hit him in the mouth.
Yeah.
That's funny. Hit him.
Yeah.
Hey, Cheryl, thanks for the 5 on Cash App. I appreciate that.
Man, you know what? I'm going to save the other document. I think I'm going to hit super chats tonight, and I'll keep it at what we covered here. That way, the last night was a long
cool.
night. So,
no, I totally understand for sure. Also, Wanda, thanks for the Cash App. I appreciate that. Wanda sent me 5 as well. Wanda,
that's awesome.
So sweet.
Hey, Wanda, send me 5 too. That's awesome. I see that there, and Cheryl send me 5 too. There we go. Thank you, both of you.
Thank you so much.
That is awesome there. CB sent me 22, and it said for no more ER visits.
I saw somebody in the chat said it's hard to make an internal bleeding avatar.
There's a 20 also. It's from LMNOP plus R. Huh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
there
great.
You go with that one. I love it. All right, let's hit these. I'll say Rebel. Thanks for the tip there. Glad you're still with us, Chief. No more scares. Now again, I don't want any more of those. So I'm with you. I want to get my answers and be done. I want to have normalized. I want to get back to making videos and laughing at stuff. I don't like spending my free time in a hospital. It's not fun. I have my favorites. Thank you for the gifted membership there. Thank you. I have my favorites. Appreciate that. Emmy, thanks for the 20 there. Glad you're feeling better. Breadstick, crafting, and candy monies. Indeed. Thank you, too. We've been doing a lot of, excuse me, I got to clear my throat. 1 second. All right. Sorry. I know the proper way to do that is to actually clear my throat on the mic.
Amazing.
That's what I learned.
There's a mute button. It's just real simple. You just click on it, and no one can hear you coughing. It's amazing technology.
It is wild, isn't it? I never
It's
knew.
just amazing.
It's amazing. Some people don't realize that there is a mute button. That's what's amazing.
Some people do not. Even after being told multiple times, they don't understand the mute button. It's fascinating.
Well, it's fascinating that people put up with that awful sound over and over again.
It's fascinating. People still tune in to hear all the phlegm.
Naughty Pirate, thanks for the 5 there. I can hear Bruce yelling at the magistrate, "Bit me, whip me, make me scream, please." Oh, so pretty. Man, we had almost 4K people tonight too. That was crazy. So
Awesome.
we still, even in super chats, we're at almost 3,600 people. That's amazing. Kitty Kate, thanks for the, I like that. Kitty Kate. That's good. Thanks for 3 months. Love you too. Hey, love return. Thank you.
We love you too.
Fallen Hero, what's up, man? Thanks for the $3 super sticker. I'll have to check that out. I love super stickers, like I say. Appreciate it.
I know they're so silly.
They are. They have so many cool designs. Elu, thanks for the 5 gifted memberships, a bunch of gifted memberships tonight. So thank you. Thank you, Elu. Appreciate those. Love it. Sticky Widget dropped 5 on there too. Sticky. What's up, man? Thank you. Max Lab, and again, Max Lab coming through on the clutch when we needed that other document, in the middle of the stream. Thank you. Max Lab always sending stuff. A few of you out there, Max Lab, like I said, it's got that fast on though. So thank you for the 2 there and the document help. I'm ready. Let's party. Indeed. Jameson, what's up, 2012, sir? Thank you for the 2. Megan, do you know Tug's favorite word is y'all?
I did know that, yes. Especially
that's
in
what I've
written
heard
form.
somewhere. I've heard that somewhere. Like
he was it written down. He just loves
I believe
it.
that. I believe that actually is hate speech, sir.
No. Hate speech is square bullet points.
They're like, no, it's not. That's hat speech. Kate Law, what's up, man? Thanks for the 20 there. I'm on the side of whoever's worse. Melted out. Just kidding. Love you guys. That's funny, man. Oh, it's good to see him, man. I hope he's back at it. I hope he gets back on the mic. And
I talked to him earlier today. Actually, we were laughing about just random shit. It was funny.
I'd like to see him back to having fun. Good. I want him back to having
good
fun and putting stupid behind him, sir. Remember the past is the past, and the future, well, that's where you laugh at other people's stupid. 2012, what's up? Thanks for the 2 there. Tug, you need to try the drink Liquid Death. It's no bad. Yeah, it sounds great. Liquid Death sounds like something like not coming to a stomach near me. Andre, thanks for the 10. Baguette, stick money. There, yeah. Sorry, but BBB is 2 brain cells, 1 for breathing and 1 for him, not himself.
To soil himself.
Bucket. A real soap opera, and well, I don't translate.
Chez vous, les amis. I think.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. It means something love from me. I'm not sure.
I can do it like. See, I realize it. If I did it like Southern, like the way I was taught to figure out words, it would be like Javis, Javis, Amy's, Les Amy's.
It means here. I can still see. Let's see in English.
I know it doesn't. I realize it doesn't sound like that, but
it means I love you, friends.
No, we love you too. But I still don't try other language. I can barely master semaphores. I can't do it with names. I butcher names. I'm just like, I don't even try other languages. Misbehaving. What's up, misbehaving? Thanks for the 2. The internal bandage fund. That is funny. That's wild.
I gotta jump off. I'll see you later.
Okay. See you.
Bye, guys.
Dan Davis, thanks for the 5. Whoever left the freezer door